Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Micah and today I have a different video for you because after my London haul I thought we could talk a little bit more about tea. If you saw that video, you know that I went a little bit ham and I bought lots of different teas, and I'm a tea girl at heart. I've been drinking tea for years, and for a very long time whenever I was given the option tea or coffee, I would always go for tea. I've gotten a little bit more into drinking coffee, especially at work, but still tea is like the default, and I've become very particular in my tastes for certain kind of teas over the years. So I thought that we could do a bit of a random video where I talk to you about tea, what kind of teas I like, and sort of take you through those kind of aspects while talking to you about what kind of teas I have at home. So that's what we will be doing in this video. I know, very random, but I just thought it would make for something fun. So before we get into the main part of this video, I do want to point out that I have very particular tastes when it comes to tea. The most standard brand here in the Netherlands is a brand called Pickwick. That's what I grew up drinking. But as time progressed, as I tried more and more teas, I definitely have found like a couple of brands that I really enjoy, and that's what I go back to all the time. So a lot of the teas that you'll see here may be harder to get, or they may be also things that you may not have readily available. I do have a box with like regular teas, you could say, that I like to keep around to offer to my guests, because I know that not everybody likes the kind of things that I like, so I do have some on hand so I can offer them to people who come over. When it comes to teas, what I really like about tea is that it comes in so many different flavors. I actually have a special like electric kettle that you can like have it boil at different points in time, like it only heats up to a certain temperature, because not all teas fare well with hot boiling water. In fact, with white or green tea, it's better to have slightly colder water that's not yet boiling hot, because else you might destroy the tea as well. So when it comes to making tea, I sort of have a little ritual, you could say. But on the daily, what I like is just a regular tea in a tea bag, and that you just plop into a mug and then you're good to go. I have a couple that I really like. So let's just start with the morning time. I love a good zesty lemon and ginger tea in the morning, and my favorite one for that is this. This is by Clipper. I can find this in my regular supermarket now. This was a brand that was a little bit harder to get over here at first, but now they sell this pretty much everywhere. And this is the one that I found that is perhaps the most authentic. I find that some lemon teas can have a bit of a soapy, dishwashing liquid kind of scent and taste to it. I don't really enjoy that. But a good authentic lemon and ginger tea is what I like, especially in the mornings for some reason. And then I also have a favorite bedtime tea, and that would be Celestial Seasonings Sleepy Time. I've been drinking this for over a decade. Not this exact bag, of course, I repurchase it. But this is my favorite bedtime tea. I don't really believe it helps you to get to sleep, but it's a really nice sort of soothing flavor, and it really helps you unwind at the end of the day. I think that most of that is also sort of more psychological than anything else. They do different versions of this now. They have like caffeine free and peach, and they have different flavors and different renditions of this, but I just really like the standard one. That's my favorite. I don't like the other flavorings, especially with Celestial Seasonings. I have some issues with some of the flavors that they do that I just don't really like them. One of my favorite tea brands that I sort of always have a couple of teas from in my house, and they also do a really good lemon and ginger tea, by the way, is an organic brand called Pukka. I find this at my organic supermarket, so I can't find this just on the regular, you could say. I did see this in Waitrose in the UK as well. It's a UK brand. My favorite is their 3 mint tea. I really like mint tea, especially like just throughout the day actually, but I don't like mint teas that have a lot of other things going on. So I don't like a green mint tea or a lemon and mint tea or any, just straight up mint tea. That's what I like. So this one is my favorite. And they also do some other like interesting flavors. They also do a peppermint and licorice one. This is also really nice if you want something a little bit more savory. There are a couple of teas that I sometimes feel are a bit like, they're like great to drink throughout the day to avoid yourself from wanting a snack or anything like that. And I feel that this is one of those teas, together with their vanilla chai. This is one of my favorites as well. A lot of chai teas I find sometimes don't steep very well. I find that some chai teas can sort of, they're so spicy and the spices are more important in the tea bag than the tea, that I feel it kind of just like floats around in the water, and I don't like that. But this one is a nice one. This is an actual like tea, and it's got lots of cinnamon in it, and I love drinking this in the winter time. Now, if you saw my London haul, then you already know that Twinings is one of my favorites, and I have a couple of teas that I've bought over time, especially loose leaf teas I still have, but their buttermint tea is my all-time favorite, so I wanted to highlight this here. This was brought back, it was discontinued, and I was very disappointed in that. This is my other favorite sort of bedtime tea. It's a very strange sensation because it has a bit of creaminess to it, because it's a bit like a butterminto, but in a tea form, so you can drink it. It's peppermint, but also with some like vanilla toffee notes in there. So it's sweet and minty at the same time, and I love this in the nighttime. Especially, this is a really, really good after dinner tea, you could say. So I love that. And then the other Twinings teas that I have, one that I showed you in my London haul is this one. I just got this. This is the Orangerie of Lady Grey. Lady Grey is a bit softer than an Earl Grey, which I also tend to like a lot. And I just had this the other day, and it was really, really nice. It smells really, really strong of citrus, like it has a very zesty scent to it. But the tea itself ends up being a little bit softer than that, I would say. And a lot of the loose leaf teas I have, for some reason, are all black teas. I find that black tea, if it's like ground up too much, it doesn't have much flavor, and I like my black teas to be very fragrant and flavorsome. The other two that I have by Twinings are a vintage Darjeeling. One of my favorite black teas is a Darjeeling. And this is like a smoky aspect to it almost. It's very, very nice, but it's not too strong. And then I also have a winter spice tea, and I'm not sure what flavoring this is anymore because I've had it for a while. Oh, this is an Assam, and this also has like spices and orange peel and safflower. So this has, again, this is open, a very nice sort of like zesty warmth to it. Very much like, yeah, it smells like Christmas cake. That's what it reminds me of. One of my other favorite tea brands is Winnards of Chelsea. This is their Spice Imperial Tea, which is very similar to the Assam I just showed you. It's not exactly an Assam, I believe, but I've had this before. And this is such a nice, fragrant, well, it's not fruity. I don't like fruit teas. Like, I like it when it has like a zesty aroma, but I don't like it when it's like strawberry tea or anything like that. I hate that. Too artificial as well. This is black tea, orange peel. I seem to just really like orange in my teas. Cloves, safflower, and vanilla as well. So this is nice and soft. And this tea I showed you, this is the afternoon tea from their Alice in Wonderland collection. This is a black tea, green tea, oolong tea, rose petals, and cornflower petals. This one I want to try next, so that one's coming up. And then I have a couple of random things here too. I've got PG tips. I showed you this in my London haul. In terms of like standard, like straight up English breakfast, like black tea, I only like English tea. Like if it doesn't have any added flavoring, or if it's like a special kind of tea, I don't really like black tea. At work, I tend to drink an Earl Grey most of the time, just because many of the other teas that we have just aren't really good. They now do a lemon and ginger one at my work that I'm very happy with, so I'm drinking that quite a bit. But just straight up English tea, that's my favorite type of black tea. It's a lot stronger than our Dutch sort of black tea, so that's why I like that. And then I have two random ones. I have these two jars. The tea that's in here is not a Rituals one, because I used that up. But this has a Yum Cha tea in it. And this is a Rooibos tea. I'm not sure you can see that. I think it was called Marzipan Superfan. So it's a Rooibos tea, but it has like a very sweet, almost, well, marshmallow sort of flavor to it. And this is really nice in the winter time. When I'm feeling a little bit ill, I really like when I get a sore throat or something, that's when I like Rooibos. So I keep a Rooibos on hand to make sure that I have something very nice and soothing and calming for when I'm ill. And then the other tea that I have is a Kusmi tea. I believe this is a Parisian brand, but it became popular in the times of the Tsar in Russia. At least I believe that's what the story is. And this is their samovar tea. And this smells like tobacco, which for a tea, it sounds atrocious. But if you like smoky flavors like what I already described some of the other teas that I have, then this is like the ultimate. This is a very special and different kind of tea. And yeah, this is, let me see, what does it say? Slightly smoked Russian blend of China and India teas. So this is a Russian style tea. Yeah, it is a smoked tea, which is why it has that sort of like tobacco kind of scent to it. And that's the teas that I have in my collection. So black teas I am very fussy with. I have quite a few here, but I prefer them to be loose leaves and not ground up too much. And then I have some like herbal stuff that I like to drink before bedtime or in the morning and things like that. So those are all of the teas that I have here. Just so you know, if you, for instance, want to get into teas, I think it's really good to try and explore and expand. I do find that if you spend a little bit more on tea, it's usually a little bit better quality as well. So just like with coffee, what you get is if you buy tea at a supermarket, very often it's very ground up and it just kind of like floats around, and it just doesn't give you as much flavor as, for instance, when you have like little tea leaves that have been rolled together. So the bigger the tea leaf, almost the more flavor you will end up having once you steep it. So I think that paying a little bit extra sometimes can pay off in terms of flavor and enjoyment. So that's why there's quite a bit here. And yeah, when you have these little tins, especially these ones by Winnards of Chelsea, they even come with a little stopper. And I just find that tea doesn't really expire in the sense that it's a dry, good ingredient. So unless it becomes moldy or anything like that, you can keep these things around for quite some time. Even though, you know, legally every brand is required to put a expiration date on these things. But if it still smells good, if it hasn't lost its fragrance, and if it still looks good, you can still drink it without really getting ill or anything like that. So those are all of my teas. I'm a big, huge tea fan. So guess what I'm going to be doing? Yes, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I know it was super random, but I hope you still enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here and you would like to subscribe to my channel because you would like to see more videos by me, that is of course possible by clicking that red notification button below the video. And without further ado, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a really, really great day. Bye.